We have a fantastic panel chaired by Colin Dixon. And this is all about maximising reach and engagement for broadcaster streaming. I'll let Colin introduce his panel. Please put your hands together. Cheers.
Thank you very much. If my panelists would like to come up and join us. So this is really very much a continuation of my conversation with Jonathan. And we'll be digging in, hopefully, with a much more European flavour to our conversation, as well as continuing to dig in on the UK. So first of all, I'd like each of the panelists to introduce themselves. And why don't we start with you, Rufus?
So I've got 10 seconds to make an impression, I think, based
I
on
know.
I
think we all should sit in on that session.
Yeah, hi. So yeah, I'm Rufus Radcliffe. I run streaming at ITV, and our big focus, which hopefully many of you have seen, is ITVX, which we launched in December 22 and is doing very well. So that's my job.
Very good. And Nicole?
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole Agudo. I'm Chief Distribution Officer of Seven.One Entertainment Group, the entertainment company of ProSiebenSat.1 in Germany, and at the same time Managing Director of Joyn, and in this case also responsible for all kinds of distribution deals we have with Joyn on the platforms. And thanks for having me.
And Oliver?
Oliver Botti. I'm Head of Media Sales EMEA at Deltatre. Deltatre is an international solution provider. We provide both broadcast, OTT, and digital solutions to both the sports and the media industry.
Very good. So I'd like you to give us a perspective. We're talking about maximising reach and engagement for broadcasters. Give us a perspective on how that has changed for you over the last couple of years, because obviously the market has shifted radically over that time. So why don't we start with you, Nicole?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I think reach is the key topic for us as ProSiebenSat.1. We are completely advertising focused, and I think with our linear channels, the advertising strategy has changed a lot into digital. And for Joyn, I think we have taken the decision that we want to be an aggregator. We started on the streaming side with Maxdome a couple of years ago, a very long time ago, and then launched 7TV, which was a free TV app. And then in 2019, we took the decision to join those two assets. And now we have, with Joyn, a big AVOD piece, which is completely focused on generating reach and also on generating different target groups. And we have an SVOD piece focusing on premium content behind the paywall. And I think for now we are very much focused to increase our digital reach via Joyn, via all our digital assets, and via a digital linear play out and also digital advertising opportunities. And this seems to make a lot of sense for ProSiebenSat.1.
Was there a particular, you mentioned you were hoping to reach a certain set of viewers with Joyn. Tell us who they were. Who are you trying to reach?
Recently, with our new CEO, Bert Habetz, we changed the strategy. In former times, we were pretty much focusing on only the young target groups and did very well on this one. This is a little bit coming out of the ProSieben history. And Bert is now very much focusing on the family as a whole. So we have that curve right now with the very youngs, a huge stack in the middle, and also the elderly. Therefore, the content proposition has changed a little bit to have an equilibrium there. And it makes a lot of sense because now we can really target the complete audience that we have in Germany. And I think with that, the future is pretty clear for us that we want to really set that piece. And we also just recently published our annual results. And Bert was already clarifying there again that we also have a little bit of a new set of target groups that we want to focus, which is the 20 to 59 now.
Yeah. Rufus,
yes.
You were 2 years ago. You were already fairly deeply embedded in the streaming world. Much more of the same.
Well, no, I think there's been a big step forward. Actually, I mean, I think ITV's got, every organisation has to have 3 parts to their strategy. So ITV has 3 parts. We're a big producer, both in the UK and globally. And then in terms of in the UK, we've got 2 buckets. We've got optimizing our broadcast business, but what we've done over the last couple of years is what we're calling supercharged streaming. So this time 2 years ago, we had fundamentally a catch-up service in the UK, which was called ITV Hub. It was primarily a 30-day catch-up service, had about 2,000 hours of content on it. And then we had BritBox, which was a joint venture with the BBC, which was an SVOD play. What we've done now is we brought it all together into one proposition in the UK called ITVX, which, as I said, we launched in December 2022. It's got about 18,000 hours of AVOD content, plus about 7,000 additional hours in premium. Like Nicole, our laser focus is on AVOD at the moment. In ITV, the central way that we make money is through advertising in the UK. So that's been our big focus. Free, I've always been taught, my background is I'm a marketeer. I've always been taught that free is the most powerful word in marketing. We offer a very, very big scaled up service for free. The trade-off obviously is that it is ad funded, but what ITVX also offers is fantastic targeting capabilities for advertisers as well. So it's sort of the best of both worlds. It's great for viewers and it's great for advertisers as well. So I don't think it is more of the same actually. We've really lent into streaming over the last couple of years.
Yeah, Planet V is...
Well, Planet V is the self-serve platform for advertisers. They can now book campaigns, target thousands of different audiences on ITVX. And obviously previously in terms of our advertising proposition on demand, it was much smaller, it was a much smaller audience, but we announced our results last week, and ITVX is growing amongst all of the key things that we measure, monthly active users, streaming hours, and so it's been a really big step change for us.
Very good. Oliver, I can't think of any other genre that has changed more over the last 2 years than sport, which is obviously a big part of public broadcasters. Tell us about what you're seeing, some of the changes that you're seeing in some of your customers over the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, Deltatre is well known indeed for its traditional collaboration with large sport organizations. So working with World Athletics since 37 years now, with FIFA, with UEFA, with the IOC for the International Olympic Games, and also implementing a number of sport aggregators platforms, so the OTTs like DAZN or Bally Sport in the US, or Bain and Todd in Middle East, or Dine in Axel Springer Sport Channel in Germany, Eurosport. That's where we come from, but also we have been and we are working a lot in the media sector. I'm responsible for the media side indeed. And we see that there are a lot of, so we work with BritBox, for example. We developed the international,
Very good partner.
The international OTT for BritBox and for public broadcaster like the Danish broadcaster DR. So we are putting together this sport and entertainment experience, and I think that in the OTT space in particular, and then we will speak how this become hybrid, so merging the OTT with the traditional digital presence. But in the OTT in particular, still even mature OTTs, as the one I mentioned, have 3 main pivotal challenges to face. And one is we were speaking before, to properly manage the scaling of live sports events, because sport, even in the entertainment, even for broadcaster, is one of the main premium content. And the second point is to evolve and to enhance the audience engagement at the level of fan engagement. I've seen and I sold and built in my career a number of pure entertainment OTTs, in the broadcast area in particular. I've never seen that kind of engagement of the audience that I've seen in the sport OTTs. Of course, content is part of this engagement, but also the sport arena led us to develop solutions that are very well designed to engage the audience. And interactivity, for example, using the sports data, but also with a number of use cases that can be motivated also in the entertainment. And connected to this, the third pillar is audience segmentation. So in sport, we have a significant audience segmentation, but now this is coming more and more in all the entertainment areas. And leveraging the segmentation of your audience towards the provisioning of personalized content personalization, and ultimately target advertising. We've been working a lot on HBTV together with ProSieben and with Nicole on target advertising. Is really where the battle to engage the audience and to retain your customer will be, and is today and will be in the next years.
Very good. So I want to return to I love Tom Morad's super app idea. And obviously we've just spoken with Jonathan about Freely. I'm really interested in, as broadcasters, your view of that approach. So why don't we start with you, Nicole?
Yes, we have been in close contact with Jonathan and discussing all the issues around that approach. And I like it very much. You are very much advanced here in the UK, so appreciate that all the broadcasters, how to say, reunite to a certain extent and have that approach together. We're not there yet in Germany. We have that discussion too in Germany, and we're very, very open for that. I think for us as a strategy, it's very important going forward that we, be it with Joyn only or be it together with other broadcasters, as I said, we're very open for that, to be on the CTVs, to have the placements and to make sure that our advertising models are fulfilled. This is key for us. As Rufus said, we're very much focusing, this is our DNA at ProSiebenSat.1, we're very much focusing on advertising. And with Joyn, we're doing a lot of very innovative advertising models already. One being the advertising exchange, be it on the linear stream. As we say in Germany, this is the real addressable part, exchange the linear advertising block and target the people that are watching that advertising spot, or exchanging on the non-linear ads, which is the DAI case, so to say, the digital ad insertion case. And we're doing both, and it's very successful, and we're really making up ground in Germany here. So we want to make sure that with our partners of the CTV area, we can do this continuously going forward. And for that, we have built a joint venture with RTL, with our biggest competitor, but also a very good joint venture partner on the technology side to fulfill that. And we're making very good progress here in the Addressable TV initiative to fulfill that and hopefully create very strong partnerships with the CTV providers, but also any other platform operator and other broadcasters. And this is where we stand currently. So
very good, very good.
You.
So Rufus, one of the things that I have noted is how powerful the smart TVs are in allowing consumers to find their built-in fast channels. I know in the States I've seen data which shows the vast majority of people that have found fast have found them through those built-in services. And of course, you buy a new TV, you plug it in, the first thing it does is connect to the Wi-Fi, so you can immediately start watching them. Do you see approaches like Freely as a sort of hedge against that trend?
Well, no, I mean, I agree with what Jonathan says. I mean, the fast channels will continue to exist, but they do offer a very specific need. They are very lean back. They are just they are an IP version of what people have always enjoyed doing. We've actually got fast channels within our app on ITVX. Right. We've got 12 of them. They're organised by genre or talent or seasonality. They can be Valentine's Day, Christmas, Love Island, Vera, all of that sort of stuff. So we're in the fast space, and I think fast can coexist with Freely. I don't view it as a tension there. I view it as Jonathan said, as they're just channels delivered through IP. What I do think, and I think we all agree, is that one of the big focuses for the PSBs in the UK is how do we secure prominence in this new IP world, and that is an absolute priority and focus for us, and we're really excited to be partnering with Everyone TV on Freely.
It must warm your heart that when you press that guide button, that it takes you to Freely and brings you right into that experience.
But I think what we've always got to do here is put the viewer at the heart of everything, and viewers like all of the trends that you can see moving forward. We know that linear TV is in decline, but we also know that shared experience and the ability to watch stuff together at the same time and be part of a national conversation is incredibly important as well. And you look at some of the stuff that we've done at ITV this year, Mr. Bates versus the Post Office, that launched on January the 1st, created national debate, a big shared experience. I know we may be talking about crystal ball gazing a bit later on, but I can't see a scenario where British PSB does not have that fundamental role of bringing people together and also being, telling the national conversation in a way that US streamers are not able to do.
Yeah, let me ask you a little. You mentioned that you've included fast channels in ITVX.
Yeah.
Talk to us about your strategy there. Is there a freedom that you can do things in that environment that you just can't do in the traditional broadcast environment?
Well, I mean, all of the content that you're seeing on our fast channels will have been found somewhere else at some point. So it's not as if we're doing stuff that isn't sort of central to the ITV brand. But what we do know is that we have incredibly powerful IP in ITV that we've created over a number of years that have got super fans who just basically can't get enough of it. Whether it's watching Vera constantly or Love Island or whatever it is, we have those fans, and so the ability to spin up those programs and present them in this new and dynamic way is a really interesting thing to do. It's coming back to the question around super app, what ITVX is doing is offering optionality and choice for viewers. We've got live absolutely front and center as well. We've got on demand, we've got fast, we've got for free, or we've got premium, and it's all in one place. And just what we want to offer to our viewers is just ITV in any way they want to consume it.
And those fast channels, are you also redistributing them through some of the other fast platforms?
Not at the moment, no.
No? Okay. Nicole, fast, are they an opportunity for you as well?
Yes, they are. I'm a Vera fan, by the way, too. So, yes, the fast channels are very, very good opportunity for us. The free portfolio in Joyn is that we're currently having around 60 linear channels. As I explained, we are an aggregator, so not only our 7 channels in Germany, but also others from very good partners, also ARD and ZDF. So we do have the linear channels of the public broadcasters, getting of more and more importance to partner with them too. And we do have currently around 50 fast channels. Mainly our own content, because we have like Joko and Klaas. We have lots of other testimonials in Germany, very famous ones where the people really longing for, a little bit comparable to the UK. But then we do also have external partners that offer fast channels to us, and they're working very well. We just started with that, and we're also doing the advertising sales for them. And it's a huge model. So all in all, we have more than 100 free channels, be it the linear channels and the fast channels. And we're also not offering them to external partners so far. So same strategy. We're keeping this for us because it's a unique selling proposition for Joyn, and the advertising clients like this a lot. So it is, again, very key for us that also on the CTV providers and partners, we can also offer this opportunity to our customers, because they really are very sticky, and it increases the stickiness. Yeah, exactly. And they really like Joyn a lot, and we have the experience that if you enter via a fast channel, for example, then it drags you into the linear piece, then again you start to upsell the SVOD piece. Yeah. So it's like a food chain and or binge chain or something like that, and this makes a lot of sense for us.
and audiences are finding. I know the German market, they love free. So are they finding those fast channels and starting to use them?
They do. If I would be able to show you the app, you would see that in our EPG, in the live TV section, you find the linear channels first, and then under that you find the fast channels.
Same as on ITV.
And it's the same as with you. And I think the more you consume it, the higher they get ranked. And if you only consume fast, then in the end, it's the fast channels being very up. I think it's a matter also of a good recommendation engine to really understand what you look for. And if you are, for example, a Joko and Klaas fan, you automatically get it offered. And yes, they will find it anyways, being via the Reco engine or via the EPG.
Very good.
It's very interesting. You're personalizing the concept of proximity within the app. So
yes, we do.
We're trying to tailor that.
That's interesting. Oliver, I want to turn to you and let's talk technology a little bit, back office innovations. So what are some of the things that you think public service broadcasters should be really paying attention to with technology? You know, are there innovations in AI, metadata? What are some of the things that you think they can take advantage?
I think that we spoke about segmentation, which is one of the key points to get and to keep the attention of your audience. And in an aggregated era, as I heard yesterday by a couple of telcos in the morning, content is important, but not the unique thing. It's not king probably anymore, or there are another couple of kings around. And one is the capability to understand the audience, so to leverage segmentation and to build a personalized offering for them. Broadcasters in this aggregated era have also another opportunity, and we have seen this, I would not say as a trend, but we have already a number of implementation which are going hybrid, where hybrid means hybrid in terms of HBTV or ATSC 3.0 adoption, meaning broadcast plus broadband, but hybrid means also OTT plus digital. So we have very interesting example like the ICC, the International Cricket Council that we just released in December, or the Juventus Club, where we created a one-stop shop. The Juventus Club is an interesting example, one-stop shop where the OTT, the Juventus TV, has been merged with the Juventus.com, with the portal. So it's one-stop shop. Easy to understand in the sport, but even better in the broadcast area. Every broadcaster is most of the broadcasters are part of a large media conglomerate. So they have a number of free-to-air channels. They have a premium and free OTTs. They have a number of different websites and mobile apps. So their digital presence have at least one channel, one site and mobile app for each channel. One site and mobile app for each successful format, TV format. One for news, one for weather forecast. So they have a really huge presence. And there is the trend to try and unify these experiences in a sort of 360-degree proposition. This is the kind of each broadcaster can, kind of aggregation that each broadcaster can do to try and, I would not say address, but embrace the customer from many different entry points, angles. And the good things of this, that you are collecting data, you are building the profile of your, you are building many profile, or very, very sophisticated profile of your audience in this way, when you combine the fact that is 40 to 50 years old, of course, is female, is based in that territory, but also he likes this kind of format. He normally has twice a month a live event. So all this kind of information is accumulated. And the good thing that we are asking to the technology is to try and make this personalization of the offering as automated as possible, as easy as possible for the editorial team first, but then as automated as possible, because nowadays, I mean, everybody is collecting a huge volume of data, and everybody is having fantastic report about that. But from the report to the daily operation, daily activation of the profile, there's sometimes a path, and this path needs to be automated. The profile needs to be dynamically updated. So what we are, the demand of the market that we receive and we satisfy every day, we are forced to improve every day, is to be able to segment, to personalize, for example, not only a page, the home page, but also each component of the page according to a number of axes. So to the content, of course, can be personalized according to the age, the passions, the sports you like, the territory you live, the culture, the language, a number of axes. And the kind of personalization does not relate only the content, but also the layout. It can be relevant for a certain time window. So time frame is one of the information that you use to personalize the content proposition. And dynamically, this can be updated. This is a way to show to the user that you care and provide the user exactly what he wants, which may change in time.
Yeah.
It's not because you are from 40 to 50 or 50 to 60 as me that you always like the same thing. But during the next UEFA World Cup, I will be some passions, and during the next winter, I will have some other. And this, it would be very important for a digital platform or for this 360-degree proposition to understand dynamically this change.
Data seems to be a real defining difference here, right? Your digital properties, your digital distribution is data rich, much more so than the broadcaster. Is that actually helping you do a better job in broadcast?
I think yes. Data is for us again a measure to increase the ad spend, it is in the first place. So we are part of various initiatives in Germany, like the Net ID, for example, but also other data initiatives that we have. We have on our own services, only looking at the ProSiebenSat.1 hub. We have a single sign-on system. No matter where you register, you can register on all other digital outlets too. And with that, it's easier for us to understand with the demographics we get, which are allowed due according to the Data Act, to at least create a user profile where we understand a little bit about the user behind that. To then again elaborate and monetize it via advertising and ideally target in a better way than we did before. So for us, it's very crucial to have that registration and to have that sign-on, be it a single sign-on system only on ours or be it together with other partners in Germany, like in the Net ID where other media companies are in and where we do it together with other players. And it increases, firstly, the clarification on what the user looks like behind it, what his needs are, and how we can target advertising better and monetize better on our side.
Yeah. Rufus, data seems to give you, and the digital domain seems to give you a much more flexible tool set to boost engagement and really embrace and hold viewers in the ITVX experience.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how you're addressing that issue.
Well, we've got a brilliant data team. In fact, Lara from one of our data geniuses is here today. But the data is transforming the way that we look at stuff at ITV, both from a viewer point of view and an advertiser point of view. And from a commercial point of view, we've got 40 million registered users. Obviously, we want people to give their details in as easy a frictionless way as possible, but we also have the ability to match our data sources with other data sources to provide much more advanced targeting capabilities. So we've got a thing called Matchmaker where FMCG brands that are stocked in Boots and Tesco's can fuse our data with loyalty card data to target in a much more sophisticated way.
So you can actually do attribution from
this is unlocking value for advertisers that is which is brilliant for them, but importantly as well, it's brilliant for our viewers as well, because targeted advertising for viewers is a fantastic experience as well. So that's a win-win situation. And from a viewer point of view, organisationally at ITV, everyone now has access to dashboards to understand what is going on. I think the skill with all of this stuff is inevitably there is so much data potentially available, is to be able to distinguish between signal and noise and be able to focus on absolutely the right things. But there are there are always interesting things that you can find on an almost daily basis. There is, for example, there is a drama on BBC called Kin, an Irish drama that launched recently, and we've had a kind of a very brilliant drama on ITVX called Love Hate that's been on for a while, which is an Irish drama. As soon as Kin went out on the BBC, we saw Love Hate starting to simmer up in terms of the amounts of people that were viewing. What we then did was the marketing team, what we call fanning the flames. They saw a little flame there, and then they put some marketing support behind it, and suddenly Love Hate just went straight up the charts. And this is probably something that we didn't have the capability to even look at 2 or 3 years ago. But it's a big mindset change for us, really. And data is unlocking new behaviours and new value for viewers and new value for advertisers.
Yeah, Oliver's idea of customizing the interface, I'm fascinating, more so than even just simple personalization.
Yeah.
It's actually going further than that. Are these areas that you've explored?
Yeah, we have a new Rex engine. We're working with a vendor called ContentWise. We're very excited. It's relatively early days, but we're really excited with where that's heading. At the same time, ITV's existed since 1955 with a very, very strong editorial voice as well. So I think it's the balance of hyper-personalisation and editorial and getting that combination right as well, because our viewers want to know what our recommendations are, as well as what recommendations should be driven by what their previous viewing history is. So you want to get that, you absolutely want to get that balance right, but clearly a more personalised experience moving forward is going to be a real sort of growth lever for everyone in this space.
Yeah, it's still amazing to me that so many of the apps that I use regularly don't really know me. Like Saturday mornings for me, Peacock, I fire Peacock up, I'm going to watch Premier League. So why isn't that front and center for me?
Yeah.
Is this an area that you're exploring?
Yes, to a certain extent too. We are, of course, also driving engagement via data and the knowledge we generate with the data. For example, we're focusing very much on a local content strategy right now in Germany. We're trying to reduce the Hollywood studio content that we have on the platform to a reasonable amount, and focusing and spending more in local productions. And we just had the Big Brother launch on Joyn, and the users increased in a way it was incredible. And we did exactly what you were just describing. We monitored very carefully on the exact viewing scheme and using scheme and behavior. And with that, we went back to the marketing teams and said exactly what they need to tackle on and what not. And there is more to come throughout the year. And we already increased a massive amount on monthly active users. And so it's really making up ground, and we're really growing. And we want to do this more because we really understand that the people in Germany, they like their local content. And this is very much what we stand for. And there is more of such pieces going to come. Also for the SVOD, there is more of originals to come throughout the year, but the main focus for now is really the AVOD piece.
Yeah.
Colin,
yes, go ahead.
Suppose that you are a Chelsea is dangerous, a Juventus fan, passionate fan. Sorry, I apologize. A Juventus fan, and the next week Juventus is playing an important international match. Let's think about your app having, just for this week, up to the event, not only the content, which is, higher priority, the sport content, but black and white, skinned. It's skinned with black and white, the color of Juventus, just for this week.
Yeah. Also, there's an opportunity with shoulder content, right? Because there's bound to be a bunch of content that you're producing leading up to a big game like that, which would, hit me perfectly, right? Target me with that.
You have to be careful though, if you've got one login for your family, to get the right team there.
Sure. That works well when you log with personal login, sure.
So I want to loop back a little bit on advertising. We've talked about targeting. One of the things I love about the digital domain is it gives you so much more flexibility than we have in traditional broadcasting. You're pretty much locked in to ad breaks and 30-second ad slots. You can do so much more in the digital domain. Is this an area that you're looking at now? Pause ads, overlays,
Yes.
interactive QR codes. Talk to us about what you're doing. Let's start with you, Nicole, and then Rufus.
Yeah. So we just announced, I think it was 2 weeks ago, another joint venture that we're doing with RTL. On the ad tech piece, we're trying to elaborate a little bit going forward on how to work together on the ad tech side, meaning that could come to a situation where we look into our ad servers that we currently have and find ways here to work more closely together. Let me put it that way. And I think we want to, looking into the advertising client side, we want to offer opportunities to make it as easy as possible. To really book campaigns, and we want to go forward and book and have the advertising clients book more 360 campaigns, not only linear, but really focus on the complete digital scope we have. We are coming out of a world where we have been working in silos to a certain extent, one team being responsible for linear, one team being responsible for digital, and we really want to change that. We're having a structure right now in the advertising area at ProSiebenSat.1 in the Seven.One Media, where everybody's united in the teams and everybody's responsible for the whole 360 area. And then we always want to have Joyn included in every campaign that we do, and it's working out very well. And the easiest thing for the advertising clients is to book in over one tool for the whole private market, ideally. And this is what we're trying to achieve to a certain extent. It's not working in every case, and it's working more and more performance-based also. This is a little bit where we're heading to, and this will take a while, definitely, to get the market, to have this market turnaround. And we also need to understand that, at least in Germany, and I think it's the same in the UK, that the big techs are also making up ground in the advertising market. Amazon launched the free proposition in the German market, be it Amazon Prime or be it Freewee. We have Netflix with the advertising package, and we have Disney Plus with the advertising package. So we really, really need to focus on growing our advertising piece, because this is where we're coming from, and this is what we stand for, and this is why we're all putting all forces in that.
Seems like you should lean into your advantage of being local there.
Yes, definitely.
To maintain
this is what we do.
it.
This is what we do. Yeah.
Rufus, what about you? Are you looking at some of the more advanced ad formats?
Yeah.
What about hero ads, so that I can watch my Love Island episode without any ads? Just watch one big one at the front, and then that type of ad.
I mean, all of the above's in scope, right? I mean, the question you said earlier around pause ads. Steve, our brilliant product director, has built that. It's ready to go, so it's going to be imminent. I talked about some of the targeting capabilities that we had earlier. I mean, a couple of things that I didn't mention. We've got things that, like weather targeting, that we can offer on ITVX now as well. So, you know, if it's super hot, you can dynamically target on a regional basis, you know, sun cream or hay fever pills. We've got very specific postcode targeting as well. The Army have done, I think, over 100 different local variants of creative based on where your nearest Army Reserve Centre is. You know, there are levels of targeting and sophistication that you couldn't have ever dreamed of before. So, so we have a whole kind of innovation area in our commercial team called Ad Labs, and I think what we also do is we work very collaboratively with our advertisers. It's not saying to advertisers, have this. It is working alongside them to develop the next suite of ad products, and that's a big focus for us, and we're very excited about where it's heading.
Fiendishly clever. Sun cream on a hot day.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, the best ideas are the most obvious ones, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep. All right. So in the last minute or so here, I'd like you to think forward. So what will we be talking about? What will have changed for broadcasters, and what will be the same at Connected TV World Summit in 2026? Let's give it a couple of years. Why don't we start with you, Oliver?
Well, I think that on one side, sport content will be more and more part of the broadcast proposition of many aggregators also, because it's driving definitely a different user experience that can be motivated also in the entertainment. Snackable content is really increasing, so the average length of content we are going to watch is going to decrease a lot, significantly. And something that will remain stable, I think that broadcast free-to-air will still be alive and healthy, and maybe a little bit more hybrid at that time.
Yeah. Even more snackable content, goodness, our attention span isn't short enough. It's going to get shorter. Nicole, what do you think, 2026?
I think 2 years from now. I'm very thankful that it's not 5 years, because it's getting more and more difficult to predict what's going to be in the future. I think two things. From my perspective, in the German-speaking territories, we will face more and more partnerships. Partnerships will be key for the future, and I think public-private partnerships is something that we're not having that much for now. But I think we're making up ground on this one, and in 2 years from now, I dare to predict that there will be strong public-private partnerships. And I think there will also be a kind of not a real consolidation, but a trend to a consolidation in streaming. So the streaming market will consolidate to a certain extent, at least in 1 or 2 or 3 separate propositions, be it bundle partnerships or whatever, or be it a whole unified platform approach.
Yep. And Rufus, you have the last word, 2026.
Look, I kind of agree with what's been said, but I do feel optimistic that live and shared experience will continue to be an important part of what people need, but alongside that, a more personalised world. And I think it is that combination that will continue to thrive. I'm certainly not a doom-mongerer around like the future of live TV. I think, and segueing from what Jonathan said earlier, I think things like Freely will really have a big impact and protect PSB. I think also in the UK, I hope the media bill will have gone through as well.
Okay. So. Very good. Well, this has been a great session. Rufus, Nicole and Oliver, thank you very much, and thank you for your attention.